Hey there, Sovereigns. Monica Grace from cardreadingqueen.com here, and today's topic is why you have to heal to get your twin soul, and specifically why you have to heal with your higher power to get your twin soul. Like, why is the higher power even included in that? Why can't I just have my twin soul? And so this content is part 4 of a 4-part series about are twin flames real? And so I highly recommend that you check out the first 3 parts of the series before listening to this one. So you can listen to this one separately, but you're really going to have more context for the series if you listen to them in order. So definitely check that out. So before I get into this content, I just want to tell you about my related book called Your Twin Soul Journey. And in the book, I go through a lot of the content that I've already shared about how to tell, or I guess how, are twin flames real? So this 4-part series is about 4 to 5 chapters out of 13 chapters in the book. And I basically, I can only do so much on a YouTube channel or podcast. This content doesn't lend itself that well to audio, at least in this format. So that's why I'm writing about it. And it's probably about, I explain everything in just so much more detail with like graphics and all sorts of stuff. It's just so much better in the book. It's probably, like I said, it's about 4 to 5 chapters, and it's probably about 50 to 75 pages of the book, which sounds like a lot, but once you understand some of these foundations of this question, then you will just understand your twin soul journey that much better. So I highly, highly recommend it if you are serious about being on this journey and if you are serious about getting your twin soul. So definitely grab the book, Your Twin Soul Journey by Monica Grace. You can look it up. There's also links in the description to how you can pre-order that, and it comes out in mid-September of 2020. So if you're listening to this after that, then the book is already out, so definitely grab it. All right, so in this one, I'm going to talk about, last part of the series, I'm going to talk about why you have to heal to get your twin soul and where the idea of healing came from, based on stuff that you already understand. So, basically the process of healing toward your twin soul, or healing toward your divine purpose, healing toward your ideal home, healing toward your perfect weight or perfect expression of your beauty, all of these things. So the healing process toward your higher power, which can be God, the universe, source, spirit, Mother Nature, your creator, life itself. It could be all these different things. So the process of that is well studied and documented in history, and thus it is part of common knowledge for the collective right now. And the healing process is really what I'm really talking about is the ascension process. And so this has been well studied across religion and across science. And the only difference here is that there are some distortions. So I will give you some examples. So first we'll talk about religion. So basically every religion has some understanding of twin souls. And I actually learned about twin souls through religion myself. And so what happened was I was 22 years old. I was in Catholic marriage counseling, because you have to do that before you can get married in the Catholic Church. And the priest described something to me. He said, this marriage is not just a marriage between 2 people. It's actually a marriage between the 2 people and God. And so God, of course, is the Catholic's version of a higher power. And he said that if you want to keep your marriage together, as you each grow toward God, you will grow toward each other. And so this is essentially what twin souls, the concept of twin souls promises, that as you grow, you guys are going to keep growing together as one. And we could say that a number of different ways, but that's basically the twin soul trinity, which I have a separate YouTube video and podcast about. So definitely look that up if you're interested in that. But that's basically what the twin soul journey is. It includes this higher power. And so this was like very powerful for me. I knew immediately that it's what I wanted. It took me over a decade to actually find the actual concept of twin souls, twin flames, and it took a while for me to realize, like, oh, this is like the same thing. This is the thing that like my heart was like leaping for when I was 22 years old. So the distortion that religion brings to this is largely around control, and the distortion that they talk about, or that they believe, is that either someone can choose your twin soul for you, so like an arranged marriage, or you get to choose your twin soul yourself, which is kind of like the modern way that people get married. And so this is, it's like rooted in control because it's really centered on marriage. And it's saying like, you pick out your twin soul, and then as the two of you grow closer to God, you will protect your marriage that way. But it's really starting with you choose your twin soul. That's essentially what it's saying. It's like, it's like you get married, and we as the church will do this special ritual that binds the two of you together, and also binds the success, or the stability, the foundation of your marriage to God. So, there's really no surprise that this has an element of control, because religion overall is, it's very patriarchal, and control is at the root of like all patriarchal institutions, societies, and it doesn't have anything to do with men, women, but it's what the patriarchy is. It's about controlling people, basically. And so, the church kind of says, like, so in the past anyway, the way marriages happened is they were basically arranged through your parents, at least at the wealthier levels. So it was arranged through your parents, or at least ordained or blessed by your parents. But it was essentially an arranged marriage, and you didn't really even get to know the person that well before you married them. And then twin souls is also an arranged marriage, but it's really through your higher power, or in this case, through God. So religion gets it mostly right, except that they say, the marriage is what creates the twin soul union, or what creates that romantic union, which is not the case. It's actually, and then, you guys can build your relationship to God, and that will protect it. And it's actually that you build your relationship to God first, and then the person that you are spiritually married to is revealed to you. That's how twin souls actually works. So the concept is there. It's, largely agreed upon by every single religion. Like every religion on the planet largely agrees on this concept, but they just have a distorted way of looking at it. So this is already a truth that's understood, or fairly understood, but it's currently understood through this distorted lens of marriage being the thing that binds it. And so that's just the belief that you can choose your twin soul, basically, which you can't. Like, you can't choose who your twin soul is. It's the person that that God or your higher power has chosen for you, because they are going to make you the happiest. So remember, the twin soul is, you'll have to listen to part 3 of this, but the twin soul is who you are meant to be with through divine order. Or another way of saying that is who you are meant to be with in your perfect heaven, like who you would desire to be with by design. All right, so that's religion. The second one is psychology. And so psychology talks about healing in terms of essentially going back as far as you can to find where find the point of creation of the wound. And so there's a ton of psychology. I would say like the majority of psychology is built around like the mother wound, the father wound, and childhood wounding. And ancestral wounding is another one. So it's like almost all of psychology is built on this idea that, something in your childhood is causing you to feel and act and believe the way you do now. And so psychology, in terms of healing, it says, let's take you all the way back to the point of creation of this wounding, and we will heal it there, and then it will be cured kind of all the way forward. Because and psychology recognizes this, basically that that all of your wounding after after a certain age. So I think I read somewhere it was like all of your wounding after age 8 is actually just a remembrance of the original wounding that you had when you were a child, like when you were a very young child. And so they say, like, don't bother healing anything. Like, don't try to fix your relationship in the present. Go all the way back to your wounding as a child, heal that, and that will be reflected in your current relationship, is basically what psychology teaches you. And so this is largely correct. This is really like how healing works and how wounding works. So the only thing they got wrong, the distortion, is that they want to take you back to the point of creation, and the point of creation is not your childhood, it's not your parents, it's actually your higher power. So it's like they didn't take you back to the point of creation far enough. And of course, psychology is it's science-based. They don't want to involve, like, it's secular. They don't want to really involve God or the universe or like new age, new thought. Like, they're certainly not involving that. But the way twin souls looks, twin soul work and like also new age and new thought is really that you are the point of creation, and your true creator is your higher power. So that would be God, the universe, source, spirit, mother nature, life itself, like whatever you want to call it. But that is the point of creation it's your creator. The point of creation for all your wounding is with your higher power or God. So, psychology, where it kind of distorts things is that it overemphasizes parents as the creator. And of course your parents, like you're kind of trying to make your parents God. And I can see how that's appealing, but it actually just, like, the problem is your parents are not God, and they never were God. They couldn't, they're not capable of loving you the way God does, or your higher power does. And so you're almost like, it's like a lot of people are kind of over villainizing their parents in many ways, instead of just seeing the humanity of their parents. And so I had an experience back in, and I've talked about it on the podcast and YouTube, so I'm not going to go deep into it again. If you want to know more about that, it's Why I Believe in Twin Souls and Probably Always Will is the title of that episode, or like roughly the title of that episode, so you have to search for it. But basically I had this experience, and it was two souls that were on the other side, or, in the spiritual realm, and they explained to me that all children here on earth are adopted by their biological parents. Um, they are not, so there's no hierarchy of souls in heaven. So, you can be like your child. If you have children here on planet Earth, you are responsible for their health, their safety, loving them, all of that. You are responsible for raising them because they are innocent here on Earth. Those souls are, they're in a very like not fragile state, but like they need to be nurtured here on Earth because they're not, they're children on Earth. But on the other side, in the spiritual realm, the two of you would be the same. Like, you guys are both souls. There's no hierarchy between the two of you. And so, the true creator of that soul is God or your higher power. It's not the parents. And this has been, it was like a crazy thing to hear from these two souls. And it's been life-changing for me. And, I've talked about that a lot on the channel as well, but it's really changed, like, even my parenting style of my own child, and just how I view my own parents and just all sorts of stuff. It's really like opened things up for me. Yeah, so that's a distortion around psychology, is really overemphasizing the parents' role, rather than seeing the humanity of the parents. And then the reason it doesn't work as well. So, I gotta say, like, I've done a lot of psychology or psychiatric stuff, therapeutic stuff as well, I guess, would be another way to say that. And the thing that works for me is the healing work, the spiritual healing work, because really you can heal a lot of stuff by going back to your parents. But it still doesn't take you deep enough to achieve full peace and full healing of whatever the wounding is. So you really have to go back that extra level to your creator, your true creator, which is God or your higher power or the universe. And you have to heal it there as well. And so then how this relates to twin souls is really simple. Your twin soul, like I said, it's that arranged marriage that God or your higher power has given you. And then as you heal, so you're placing the parent-child relationship where it belongs. But then as you heal, that's how you discover who you truly are. And when you do that, you're able to recognize your twin soul. And so again, it's, in both approaches, which are very, like, vastly different approaches to this topic of healing, but in both approaches, it's really saying, like, so they're in the distorted versions. The divine version would be to heal toward your higher power, and that will bring your twin soul to you. So I hope that makes sense. If not, there are a couple things you can do. One is you can listen to the rest of the series, because that may provide foundation for this. And then the second thing is you can pick up my book, Your Twin Soul Journey, because I do spell this out more deeply. And although I love doing these audios and videos, I think my best communication avenue is probably writing. It's the one that I'm most comfortable in. So I probably will lay this out better in the book. So definitely pick it up. It's called Your Twin Soul Journey by Monica Grace. It's on pre-order now. It'll be out September 2020, and it's going to be an amazing book. I'm really proud of the work I've done on it. And it's going to go deeper and deeper into everything I've shared in this 4-part series. So please check out the book. Please check out the rest of this series. I hope it's been helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and have a beautiful and blessed day.
Wishing you could get solid information on how to navigate your twin soul journey?
Make sure you check out my book related to this episode called Your Twin Soul Journey, A Guide to Experience Eternal, Unconditional, Harmonious, Embodied Love and Union with Your Divine Partner. In the book, you'll learn the cornerstone concepts you must understand to embark on this journey, the truth about the twin soul stages, and my own personal roadmap to finding your unique way through this journey. How to heal quickly through any separation blocks you are facing on your twin soul journey, and answers to all your most pressing questions about twin soul purpose, twin soul telepathy, and twin soul myths. You can find the book, Your Twin Soul Journey, at all the major retailers, or find links in the description to learn more. And don't forget to check out the rest of the books in the Twin Soul Hearts and Union series.